Well, hello again, and welcome to another Hyperion Morning. How y'all doing out there? Looks like I've got more of my crazy hair today. I guess it's about time for me to get another haircut. Whatever you're doing. Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. We made it through the week. I got to kind of tamp that down. That's going to drive me crazy all morning long. I'm sorry. It's crazy. It's crazy, but we made it to the weekend, everybody. Hopefully your week went smoothly. Hopefully everything went great. Here we are on a Saturday, on a weekend, and I'm early. I just realized I started this thing a half hour early. What a mess I am. I started this thing at 7:30. Here I am thinking I have to get this thing going. And here I am early. Good morning, Donna. I'm glad you joined me early. At least someone's here. I don't know what I'm doing on here at 7:30 in the morning, but happy to be here with you. Normally, this would be 8 a.m. if I was in my right mind. Apparently, I am not this morning, but here we are, 7:30 a.m., and I'm here with you to kick off your Saturday, no matter what time it is. If you're watching this 7:30, 8, whatever, noon, I don't care. Just happy to be with you. And yeah, I know, right, Donna? I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm so used to being up to the last moment, I think, that I saw the clock and I'm like, oh, I got to hurry up and get this done. I had a whole half hour that I could have just relaxed and enjoyed. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm happy to be here with you no matter what time it is, because it is the weekend, and welcome to the weekend. Just so happy to have you here and to be here with you on this weekend, because we all need fun. We all need smiles. We all need a positive start. And that's what I'm here to provide you, no matter what time it may be. What is wrong with me? Don't answer that. It's a lengthy list. It is a lengthy list, but this is what's going on today. Anyway, I guess I was just excited because it's okay. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Donna. Yes, we all do that. We all get crazy things that go on in our brains, or lack of brains in my case. Anyway, so funny. It's so funny. I guess I was just so excited because yesterday, Scott and Michelle paid a little visit to Epcot, and I wanted to share some things with you, a few pictures, some fun that they had yesterday. So first off, yeah, they got to sample some of the great Festival of the Holidays food yesterday out at Epcot, and that's exciting. They also got to see the Spaceship Earth gingerbread at Communicore Hall. They said it was beautiful, lovely. They love some of the food they got to sample, including, you can see on the right-hand side, they got to try one of the tiles that's from that would have fit in the Spaceship Earth gingerbread. But also, Michelle said that gingerbread shake that you see there on the far right is fantastic. She loved it. She thought it was delicious. She also got this hot chocolate that you see on the left-hand side here that includes a little bit of peppermint schnapps, a little adult hot chocolate, and she really enjoyed that as well. But this was the real thing I wanted to talk about here, because this was fantastic yesterday. Scott, our son Scott, he suffers with anxiety. He suffers with different issues, obviously Down syndrome. He's on the spectrum for autism. But he loves Epcot, like absolutely loves it. Loves it. There are a few places in the world where he'll want to leave home for anything. Yesterday morning, I told him, hey, you're going to Epcot today. And like, he snapped up and he was ready to go. Michelle was trying to get out our newsletter yesterday, and Scott was like dressed, ready to go. He wanted to get to Epcot. And that's like one of the few places that he'll ever really want to go. So the other thing about that, and you can see how smiley and happy he is to be out there in these photos. The other thing about this is yesterday, I didn't get to go because I had to work, but Michelle and Scott had the day off, so they got to go out there and enjoy it. one thing that we know he really loves, he loves Christmas music. He loves Christmas. He loves Christmas music. It doesn't matter. It could be May, June, July. He's listening to Christmas music all year round. He loves it. He also really loves watching videos of the candlelight processional. He'll watch them on YouTube. People who, thank you to anybody who goes out there and records it for him, because he loves it. Doesn't matter who the narrator is. He loves the music. He loves everything about it. He loves listening to the recordings of the candlelight processional. But he's not big on certain situations because he's on the spectrum, because of some of his anxiety issues. He seems like this would be something he would really, really love to do. But we're not sure, because there are also situations that he goes into that he wants no part of, even though it seems like something he would love. Like, we can't get him into a movie. He loves movies. He loves watching Disney movies and stuff at home, but we will not get him into a theater to watch a movie. We just can't do that. So we weren't sure about this. So this was yesterday was kind of a test run to see if he might have interest, because whenever we go through the American Adventure and then there's the theater there, he points to it. Like, he wants the candlelight processional to be going on and he wants to go see it, but there's no one in the theater. So we were speculating, what would happen if there are actual people there. Well, yesterday, Michelle and Scott were there, and the candlelight processional was starting for the early showing around 5:00. And they didn't go into the theater, but they were standing very nearby. There was a space where you can't stand everywhere. There needs to be cross traffic in that area, but there are spaces where you can be kind of in the front and kind of watch it and take a little bit of it in. And you see the smile on the right-hand side? That is him when the candlelight processional was beginning, and he was loving it. So we thought, that's good. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Apparently, as they were there going through it, like, he kept pointing, like he wanted to go in, even though people were going in, he wanted to go in. Unfortunately, because Michelle didn't know for sure if he would go in, they weren't in the standby line, so they couldn't make it in. So he was a little bit disappointed in that, but he was able to experience it. He did love it, and it did show us that he is excited to actually be able to go do the candlelight processional. And here's the better news about that. That part of the reason for this tester is next weekend, we have a stay out at the Walt Disney World Resort for all three of us, including on both days, Saturday and Sunday, we have dining packages for the candlelight processional. And this tester was to see whether or not we go through with that or whether we cancel those. Well, the fact is, it sure seemed like he really, really wanted to go inside. So we're going to go through with it. We're going to give him that chance to go see the candlelight processional. And we are extremely excited about it because we know he's going to really, really enjoy this thing now. I'd say we're about 85 to 90% certain now that this is something he can do, he will want to do, and that he will absolutely love. So we're going to go through at least one day, if not both days, and do the candlelight processional. So that's exciting. We are very, very excited about that. That was fantastic news. I know, Donna. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? And of course, we'll report back next week or afterwards on how that went. I'm sure I'll be doing the live morning shows even when we're out there at the Walt Disney World Resort. And I will let you know on that time. Maybe I'll actually get the time right on that time, but I will let you know what's happening and if we were successful with that. But fingers crossed, it's looking like a real possibility. And that is really cool because we just weren't sure. But now we feel like that is a much better chance of that happening. It is so great, Donna. It is really, really great. And we're very excited about it and very excited for him because, again, so many times there are things that we feel because of his anxiety, because of, some of the issues he has sensory wise and otherwise, that he misses out on things that we know he would really, really love. So this sounds like something that he may be able to do and enjoy, something that he really, really loves. And we're extremely excited about that. So yeah, that's great. So today is December 7th, 2024. We do need to talk about this. I don't usually like to talk about things that are involving war and so forth, but this is a day of remembrance. I think it's too important, especially here for us in the United States, to not talk about this. This is National Pearl Harbor Day. It is a day to remember those that, lost their lives in in this attack on our country, on our military in Pearl Harbor. And I think it's a day to take a pause, take a step back, and remember what happened on that day and how it affected our country in so many different ways. So please take a moment and think about all those people today. We've been to Hawaii many, many times, but actually, I think Michelle has been there. But I've actually never been to the Arizona Memorial at Pearl Harbor. You can see it kind of on the top left on this picture. I've always wanted to. It's just never fallen on our schedule. We're not really, when we go to Hawaii, we haven't been in several years, but when we go, we have not been on many visits to Oahu. It's not our favorite island. We do the Big Island. We do some of the other spaces as well. Kauai is one of our favorite islands as well. But we have not really had the extra time to go to Pearl Harbor. It's still something that I want to do for sure at some point, because I think it's important. It is a real important monument and a testament to all these amazing people that, again, paid the ultimate sacrifice back on December 7th in 1941. Okay, back to more fun things. How about something fun like cotton candy? Yeah, December 7th is also National Cotton Candy Day. Do you like cotton candy? Michelle really, really loves cotton candy. You see here, this is a picture of Dole Whip cotton candy, which I've tasted. It's pretty good. For me, though, cotton candy, not a thing. I'm not a fan of cotton candy. It doesn't do anything for me. It's just spun sugar. It doesn't do much for me. Michelle loves it. Donna loves it. Good. Hey, if you love it, I'm all for it. Enjoy it. Get a kick out of it. Kids love it. It's so much fun. It's just not for me. It just never has really enticed me personally, but I have no problem with anybody loving cotton candy. That's for sure. And today's a day to go out there to the parks or wherever you might go and get a little cotton candy. You can enjoy it today. What else are we talking about on this day? Well, this was an interesting day in Disney history. Back in 2015, Bob Iger, he presided over a ceremony that dedicated Walt Disney's restored. It went through restoration. It was restored. It wasn't restorated. Went through and the restored Walt Disney's office at the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank. We've been lucky enough to have a chance to visit it, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Anyway, for many years after Walt's death, they kept it up for a little while. Then it was used for some of the other CEOs of the Walt Disney Company stayed there, and then it kind of transitioned into where they had some producers using that office. It's in Suite 3H on the Walt Disney Studios. But luckily, so some of the stuff kind of went away and was lost a little bit. But luckily, the founder of the Walt Disney Archives, Dave Smith, took several pictures. He definitely kind of inventoried what was in Walt Disney's office. And at one point they decided, you know what, we need to get this back together. And so they went to those pictures, they went to Dave Smith, and they found as much as they could and placed it where it was. And then they kind of recreated some of the things that they couldn't find and restored the office to virtually identical to the way it was near the last years of Walt Disney's life. And if you go there, it's phenomenal. You can go, if you're a D23 member, on tours, if you happen to get out to the West Coast, and tour the Walt Disney Studios and Walt Disney's office, and it is hallowed ground. It's phenomenal. These are pictures that we've actually taken for when we were out there. We've been there a couple times to visit the office. It's amazing. It's everything you think it's going to be when you go there and see all of the interesting stuff that he has throughout his office. And this is his main office. What they'll tell you is this is his show office. Like, this is when he would meet people, dignitaries, important business people that he would meet in this office right here, which is beautiful. That's where the piano plays, that Richard Sherman would sit down and with his brother Robert, and they play Feed the Birds and everything on Friday nights regularly. You see it there. It is really cool, Donna. It really is. It's really cool. But that is his show office. He also has next to it a work office, which you can see the picture here. And this is where the work really got done. Like this is where you would sit down with people and really, really get to work on things. This is just one photo of it. On one side of it, they have a map of Disneyland at the time with lots of interesting little, things like, attractions that are getting ready to open and be built and everything. And it's a fascinating, the whole thing is amazing and fascinating and wonderful. And you really, really, I like it. It's something that you need to put on your bucket list at some point. Get to the West Coast. And when you go to the West Coast, of course, go to Disneyland because it's Walt's original dream, but find a way to work it around a chance to visit Walt Disney's office, because it and the Walt Disney Studios in general, because it is crazy, crazy cool. And really, really think you'll enjoy it. It is a very large space, Donna. Yeah, it's bigger than you think. It's bigger than you think it's going to be. I'm glad you got a chance to visit it, Donna. It is really, really cool. Highly recommend it. Get out there, check it out. You're going to love it very, very much. It's really, really cool. Really think you'll get a kick out of it if you get a chance to visit it, for sure, for sure. What else are we talking about on this day? Well, this is a very important day because we always celebrate birthdays on these days when I get here in the morning. And if it's your birthday, a very happy birthday to you. Again, December 7th, 2024. Very happy birthday. Here's a very, very important birthday in the Walt Disney Company. Because on this day in 1904, Clarence Ducky Nash was born. Now, obviously, he would have been 120 today. We lost him back in 1985. But Ducky Nash, Disney legend, he was the original voice of Donald Duck. Donald Duck, who is, obviously, it was all started by a mouse. But Donald Duck has shown up in more Disney films, more Disney shorts than any other character, not counting the new Mickey Mouse shorts. I don't know how it weighs out now with those. But for the longest period of time, Donald Duck was kind of the guy that drove the company. And Clarence Ducky Nash voiced Donald Duck for 50 years. For 50 years, starting in 1934 with the first appearance of Donald Duck in The Wise Little Hen, one of the Silly Symphony cartoons. That's when he first voiced Donald Duck. And like I said, he went on to voice it for many, many years, 50 years. His last appearance in a Disney film as the voice of Donald Duck was in Mickey's Christmas Carol in 1983. One of our favorites. We will watch it every single year during the holiday season here in our house. So great. But he also continued to voice him in like commercials and other, little shorts and other things up until he passed away in 1985. So just such an important person that I think sometimes maybe a little bit forgotten in the Walt Disney Company or for Walt Disney fans. So today's a day to celebrate. Maybe watch your favorite Donald Duck short today. Maybe watch Mickey's Christmas Carol. Watch something today involving Donald Duck and celebrate this really, really important person in the Walt Disney Company. Also, again, happy birthday to you if it's your birthday today. Here's just a few of the other people you celebrate your birthday with. Of course, how about Louis Prima, who was the great band leader, trumpeter, King Louis in the Jungle Book. He was born on this day, 1910, would have been 114 today. We lost him back in 1978. But interesting, if you ever look at some of the behind the scenes of the Jungle Book, like they actually had the artists watch him and his band kind of play to show what that's kind of get an idea of what the scene would be like with King Louis and the other apes that were kind of there during that scene. And just he played a great role. He was an amazing band leader, amazing trumpeter. Just such a fascinating and interesting person. Talk about another great. How about Larry Bird, one of the best to ever play the game of basketball, Hall of Famer, obviously. He turned 68 today, born on this day in 1956. Just great, fantastic player and wonderful singer. Sarah Bareilles. She turns 45 today, born on this day in 1979. So many great songs, including recently she recorded a version of When You Wish Upon a Star that is phenomenal. It's so good. It's out there. You can find it. It is really, really beautiful. She did it last year for the Walt Disney Company's 100th anniversary. And just great. But she's such a great singer, great performer. Just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And it's her birthday as well today. So very happy birthday to them. And again, if it's your birthday, a very happy birthday to you as well. So one more thing before I get out of here. Earlier than I should have even started. We do have a new episode coming tomorrow, and we are going to be talking all about the original Moana. We are doing a deep dive into Moana. I think I'm going to call it. This time I'm giving Michelle the time off, so I apologize that the research won't be quite as good as hers. I'm going to try and do my best, but we all know Michelle does the best research, so I can't compare to that, but I'll try and do my best. But I think I'm going to call it Journeys, a deep dive into Moana, because there's some interesting facts about the creation of the first original Moana that involves journeys, a lot of different journeys. And I think that's what we're going to explore when we go into this episode tomorrow. So looking forward to that. Today, I'm going to spend a lot of day getting all my notes together, getting everything together. And I think it's going to be fun. I think you're going to enjoy it. If you like Moana, the original, I think you might find it fascinating. It's been 8 years since it came out. It's been 8 years. So it's time to look back and remember some things. You may think you know this movie very well, and you may, but they're over 8 years. There may be some things that you have kind of maybe just gone out of your brain, like, what time is it this morning? You may not realize that some of the things that have gone on around this movie, and I hope to bring some of those either to light to you, maybe the first time you've heard it, or something that kind of brings back to your memory, and you'll really enjoy it. So that's tomorrow. Excited to do that. Excited to bring that to you, and it'll be fun. We'll just have some fun with another episode, and we are doing the hashtag Year of Lin, and Lin-Manuel Miranda, very, very big part in the original Moana. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of Lin talk on this show as well. But not that there always is a lot of Lin talk on this show, because he is my man crush. And we want to get him on the show. We really do. Lin, come on the show. Come on. You want to come on the show. You know you do. Yeah. Anyway, gonna wrap things up early before I should have even started the show. Anybody, please bear with me. Have a fantastic day, everybody. It's the weekend. Enjoy it, whether you're relaxing at home, whether you're working around the house, outside the house, whether you're going to the theme parks, whether you're visiting family and friends, whatever you're doing. Hopefully it's wonderful. Hopefully it's fantastic. I'll be back here tomorrow morning, theoretically, at 8 a.m. I think that's the plan. We'll see if I end up forgetting what time it is again tomorrow, but that's my plan, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we'll have a lot more fun. Until that time, please remember, share some kindness, share some smiles, and please always share some positivity. Everybody, have a magical day. I will see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. maybe. See you. Bye.